Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Cindy Curtis again. I'm going to try to keep it a little shorter this time. I hope I can stick to that. I wanted to talk to you about character development because that's something that I've been working on. I finished my outline of my story and I was able to go back and title every chapter, which was really cool. I've never done that before. It's always been chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. But I want to give you a little hint of what some of my chapters are. Magic and medicine. No reply is okay. Find your own style, child. The hero and the problem solver. Let's be real here. So that was pretty much just what came to my mind, picking something out of that chapter. But when I look at my characters, I think that you have to look at it in 3 ways. Before whatever you're writing about, what is happening during the story, and then what happens after the story. And it made me think about how that parallels our lives. We are always on a continuum of something that was in the past, in the present, and in the future. And how we handle that and where we stick with that is super important, just like it is for our characters. If we want to look at the past, glance at it, learn from it, but don't dwell there because we really don't get too many redos. And if you want to look at something in the future, if you're writing a character story, you have a lot of control over what happens to that character in the future. But as I have found, sometimes the character just takes you on a turn that you don't expect, and something different happens, and very much like what happens to us. But I want us to talk about the during time. Not the before or not the after, but the during time. D-U-R-I-N-G. Don't let my southernese throw you off on that word. In that during time, we also have to be active in some ways, where we trust, where we learn to wait well, where we look at, this is where I'm going to grow. Today, what can I do to grow myself? Whatever I'm trying to do in that during time, what one small step can I take? Can I walk a little farther than I walked yesterday? Can I look at, maybe this is a during time for me to rest and to be passive? Can I give myself some empathy? Can I also be cautious that I don't slip into apathy where I want to just give up? And also, it might even be time for some sympathy. Maybe you need a friend that is going to give you that just the right amount of, I got you, I know where you are, you're going to be okay, but not let you fall further down into the apathetic part where you just don't want to do anything. But I think what I want you to remember about those 3 words, empathy, apathy, and sympathy, there's a path there. There's a path there. And that path can go forward or it can go backward. It's a 2-way path. And perhaps you are just in a resting spot where you need to be still. And maybe your character that you're working with is also in that same resting spot. That is where most of your growth is going to come from, in the during time. And what are you going to do in that time? How are you going to remember that a path can lead you away from something, but it can also lead you toward something? And we talked before about the things that keep you from going forward. And I would say I'm getting much better with my fear, but every now and then it'll come up and bite me. And I know that I did not make that call. I did not do that next thing I was planning to do because of fear. Again, I let that, and it's hard. It is not easy. I don't want to sound flippant or like a know-it-all, because I am certainly not. But I want you to know that the struggle is real for me as well. Even though I am telling you of things that have worked for me, it was a lot of work. Work is the key word there. It didn't just happen. It took months of practice. It took not giving up when I wanted to. And then I would even go further to say years of trying to just take the next little step and the next little step. But I kept myself encouraged with prayer, but also with what would have been the alternative. If I was not trying to make these steps, it would have sent me back down the path. And I certainly did not want to do that. So staying the course is important, just like when you're writing and you're looking at, now I have this novel, 24 chapters and an epilogue, all outlined. I have a spreadsheet with a summary of each chapter, what my characters are going through. Now it's time for me to deep edit. That is hard work. There is no other way to put it. It is hard work. And I keep saying, well, you know, it's Tuesday. I might as well just wait until Monday and fresh start, fresh week. But I don't think that that's doing anything good for me. So I may just begin. Just go back and let's start and let's look at this and let's get that editing started down that path forward, not backward. So I want to give you those tips to help you, a little hint of what my new novel is going to be about. And I'm not going to share the title yet because I might change it, but I'm pretty excited about that too. And I hope that you are working with your writing in a way that also trickles over into your life. And I want you to remember, if we think about our development in that same continuum, before, during, and after, just like our faith. That's how our faith is going to grow. Before I knew the Lord, I was a different person. Now that I am where I am, I have such a future to look forward to, and so do you. Happy Wednesday.